So, Raglatona, my friend. It's that time again.
Hi.
So, what are the things that you sit and contemplate on your own if I were to leave you alone?
I think about how I'm cursed. I want nothing more than for you to just leave me alone. The easiest way for that to happen would be if you die, yet my existence makes that nigh impossible.
I'm cursed.
Alright.
That's awesome.
Since I had to deal with
I was rooting for the T-Rex, okay?
Definitely.
And when you were talking with your armor, did you make it known that you have something that goes along with it? Like a potential bloodlust at all? Or anything?
She has not verbalized that to the group.
I wanted to make sure.
I don't recall you.
So instead of removing curse on the ring to try to remove it from Jorell, can I remove curse on Jorell to try to free the ring from him?
That's a good.
You know, you remember that time when I blasted you with the remove cast spell?
Yes.
Well, would it make you feel any better if we tried it on me to get me off of you?
If only it worked like that.
You see,
How glorious it could be.
well, think about it like this, Raglatona. The more you work with me, the more I can work with you. And if you don't want to be around me, well, then by all means, help me help you.
See, the difference between you and me is I truly feel our connection. And I know of nothing that will separate us. So that's why I'm sad and pissy. Because I don't even myself know of any way to separate the two of us. We're bound.
My cards? Just the...
Well, then explain to me this connection so that I may, in my research, because, as you are well aware, I've been around for a while, and what you might not be aware of is I have overcome many things. So, if you would just be so kind as to inform me of how this works, perhaps with our intellects together, we can free each other of our group annoyances.
Well, I haven't existed for as long as I would like to think honestly, I haven't existed for as long as you. But I do feel things differently. I can feel that we're bound. I can feel that our souls are entwined. I'm not just physically attached to you, I'm spiritually attached to you. I don't know how to really describe it correctly. I feel... You're a druid. Let me put it... I started as but a little seed deep inside you.
Oh, it's so juvenile.
As if...
Sorry.
As if the shard of the devil fragment was embedded inside your very essence, and I sprouted and grew from that. And as I grew like a root around and entwined, and am just as much a part of you as you are a part of me. And as I became awakened as I grew. We are entwined, but to put your mind at ease, this is not like a symbiotic relationship in the sense of I do not feed off you. I wish I could. That would be...
I wish I could.
Because then I could maybe just accelerate the feeding. But no. We coexist together. We are entwined. I feel everything that you feel. You're lucky you don't feel everything I feel. I don't really know how to truly articulate it in this barbaric tongue that you speak. But...
You're not locked in here with me, I'm locked in here with you.
Yeah, pretty much. I feel imprisoned. I also feel a connection with others, but I can't communicate. I feel as if there's extensions of myself that exist, but more just in that I know that.
Let me help you. I'll reach over, whoever's sitting next to me. Their magical item. I'll like touch my ring to that.
Right to the
Tink.
armor. I need an adult. Neriah.
We're having a conversation. He says he misses his family.
Roll an insight check for me.
That's gonna be 20.
Okay. And charisma save throw. Which you're within 10 feet of him, so you get his bonuses to save throws. Which I forgot about.
Woo! 6.
6. You feel this emotion kind of welling up.
Family time, it's cool.
So you feel this emotion welling up inside you, like almost this like sad happiness, and suddenly you hear this other voice kind of. It sounds distant and faint, but you hear this female-ish sounding voice in the distance.
Oh, no, is that you?
Hello?
Hello.
Which you hear this conversation as well. You now have a joint conversation between the four of you, as it were. Hello?
Hello.
Is that you, Raglatona?
I've brought a playmate.
Oh. Hi.
You guys are forming a Voltron.
Hi.
Yeah.
Raglatona, you hear, Alna? Oh, the happy one. Okay. Hi. How's your host? Oh, she's nice. She lets me try on all kinds of pretty dresses. Well, I guess it's her trying it on. I am the pretty dresses, but it could be worse.
So could we link up all four and then send a single remove curse to get all of them at
Oh my
once?
god.
And thereby probably knocking us all unconscious,
Right?
too.
Yeah.
One spell.
The whole team is flawless. Don't you dare.
They have a big, well, not a big, but they have a small interaction back and forth. Alna is basically telling Raglatona that she doesn't mind her situation and that Raglatona is being kind of a little bitch. And Raglatona says that Alna's just too accepting of her situation and that she should be trying to think of a way to free herself. This goes on for a few minutes, unless you decide to break the connection.
Oh no. Is there anything about Raglatona that you could help me with in making him feel a little more, amenable to this situation?
Some people are just miserable, and there's not really anything you can do about it.
Well, I guess I do understand that. Raglatona, is there any of the other two you really wish I should not put you against?
I feel like you're going to do the opposite of what I say.
Except, unfortunately, if we're going to coexist, I'd rather you understand that I am not going to try to upset you if I can continue to talk to you and perhaps again work a situation where we undo this for you.
Well, either of the other two that I can feel are close.
Would we
One's
know
gonna
what
probably
they're
annoy
doing?
me a little more than the other, but
Would
they
we-
don't. You don't hear.
'Cause
You
that's the
hear
first
them
time we've heard
talking,
you- that's the first time we really heard
but you don't hear
talk.
the items talking.
Have we ever heard you? Because we just heard you say Raglatona. We've heard you say its name before, so we would know that you're talking to your ring in some capacity. What you're doing to Neriah, we don't quite know yet. As she's just all looks like.
Do you need an adult?
I'm just kidding.
No, I have no idea what the hell they're doing. So, never
So
mind.
yeah, so he says, well, Salteris will probably annoy me, and Akabaris will probably ignore me. So whatever.
Salteris. Oh. Alright.
And neither of them know the names of their items. So he's saying names, but it means nothing to you.
Mizr, come here.
Go over, kind of looking at Neriah very cautiously because she looks like she might be about ready to snap too.
Let me see your hammer.
Huh?
Just hold it out to me. And my hammer.
I start lifting it up.
I grab the end of the hammer and I like touch it on the top part of my ring.
Yep.
Looking at Tristan.
Tristan, we'll fill you in a moment.
I'll give some more out so I don't have to be so close and I can kind of step back a little bit.
So roll both an insight and its check for me, and
Insight check. Lovely. That's going to be a 24.
okay, and the charisma saving throw.
Gosh. Yep. Nope. We're at 6.
Okay.
Same as before.
Yeah. So you feel Raglatona is just like utter, total, unimpressed state of being, and you hear Raglatona. Okay, Akabaris, go ahead and start ignoring me. I'll start talking to you now so you can quickly not respond.
And I hear
That's
that.
about, yes, you hear this side of the conversation. Yep, that's about right.
Mizr's been in a lot of denial up to this point.
Yeah.
So this is a big moment. So Mizr is...
Olna, do you have anything to say? To your counterparts? Or just...
You hear a new voice. Oh, Alna's here as well. Hello, Alna.
Raglatona, you didn't tell me these two were creepy with each other.
I didn't know.
Oh, see, we're discovering things together.
Akabaris is usually very quiet and reserved.
Akabaris? Mizr says.
Yes. I'm your Maul.
I don't like that name. I'm gonna give you a new one.
We'll work on that. We can make it better.
Me?
Aki?
No.
Aki? We'll work on it.
No. No, it's Akabaris.
It's okay,
That's my name.
A.K. Barakas.
we wouldn't call you something else.
Nobody calls you the Miz.
I tried to change the head of the mall a little bit so it has almost like a smiley face in it as much as I can.
So you start to make the smiley face and it's like, no!
Mizr, head in the game. Head in the game.
Akabaris.
Yes. My name, Akabaris. So you've been playing with it a lot and, them all. So, like, while you're kind of Play-Dohing it a little bit, he's still making contact, but it takes it upon itself to, like, add to its shape a little bit. And it kind of, like, makes kind of like a pointy arrow kind of thing. And it points over towards Jorell. It says, Raglatona, Alna, swings around, points at itself, Akabaris.
Pointing at Tristan. I will then point at Tristan.
It swings over, Saltaris.
Saltaris?
Yeah, Saltaris.
Tristan, your gauntlet's named Saltaris. Do with that what you will.
Don't make it a person! It starts pointing back at you again. Or, at you. Are we done?
Does it feel different with them? Stronger, weaker?
Make a charisma saving throw. Don't forget to add your charisma modifier twice, basically.
So 18?
Paladin. So you...
Does it feel like if we put the third one in, shit's gonna hit the fan? Fourth one.
The fourth one. No, you don't feel like any... You don't notice any increase in like its strength or its willpower or anything like that. It doesn't seem to be overriding you any more than you have felt previously to now. You're hearing it speak for the first time. And while Raglatona sounds, very pissy, Alna seems very nice, occasionally during like this whole interaction, like just assume there's a lot more talking. I don't feel like trying to role play all three of these at the same
Just watch the
time.
DM talk to himself.
You know, like yeah, exactly. Like okay, this and then that. Alna actually has a interesting and somewhat appreciable sense of humor. Alna is definitely the most fun-loving of the three. Raglatona is very pissy pants. He's very kind of Eeyore, woe is me. You know, oh how miserable. You know, and then Akabaris. Yeah, he's stoic. Like he comes across like when you first hear him start talking, he seems like he's also being pissy pants. But he just like, I don't see the point of this.
Yeah.
You know, like we have stuff we should be doing. You don't need to talk to me. I don't really need to talk to you. If I need to talk to you, I'll talk to you. I haven't seen a reason to talk to you yet.
Yeah, this is actually the second time he's talked to me. The first time I was like, stop talking to me. He's like, good.
Oh yeah.
Well, there's the fire.
Yeah.
Ow.
When you tried to use
Ow.
it with the fire.
Right, yeah.
Right, yeah.
And then, yeah, that's right.
Look, Akabaris, I know you don't seem to be the most talkative of sorts, but do pay mind to Mizr that if he does have a question for you, it's in regards how to use you to the best of your and his abilities.
Which is good. I should be efficiently used.
Good.
I have much more capabilities than he is aware of.
So help him out with that, please, when he asks, and don't be such a sticky in the mud.
I'm sure Alma's already starting to poke into her host a little bit more, but we are all capable of much more than you realize. But our bond has to be deepened.
Isn't that right, Raglatona? Our bond has to be deepened. Did you hear that?
Oh, but I don't care.
But you do. Or else we would not have gotten to this
I
point.
don't want to deepen our bond, I want to lessen our bond. If I could not even heal you, I'd be happy.
Again, we'll just figure out how to get you and your essence where you'd rather be.
Oh my god. Alma's just like, yeah, I've been trying to, work on that friendship with Neriah. We gotta, it's not even just a deepening of our bond and how we grow together, but it is gonna be time-based, but like we need to get to understand each other and appreciate each other, but also like find like I don't know, like a mutual self-respect or just like a deepened friendship almost. Like I feel like we just need to grow and like each other and like no it doesn't, this is Akabaris, no it doesn't. Friendship has nothing to do. But why not friendship?
It's magic.
Yes, it's gonna take time for us to continue to grow and deepen our bond on a level of our essence. But yes, they need to learn to use us. Yes, we need to find a mutual ground. But mostly it will just be time at this point.
Well, I think...
So I'll grow this maul into a full, and actually hold it and be like... And give it a big old hug. 'Cause it clearly needs a hug. we'll get there, Akabaris.
Like a little piece of the handle, like kind of like a little tentacle pops out from the handle and just kind of on the shoulder. I'm just like, yeah, okay. He's like, here's tip number 1. I'm not bound to maul form.
I'm gonna try to make a bow and arrow out of it. I know it won't work at all, but I'm gonna see if I can.
It turns into a bow, but there's no arrow. He's like, melee, man. Think melee.
Spoon.
Large spoon.
Think of the soup we could eat,
like
Akabaris.
T-Rex spoon. I was gonna say more like
Start changing it
swords.
to like axes, and maybe take the maul head and squish it down into an axe. And...
Yeah, at this point, like you've spent a lot of time like focusing and having to concentrate, and I've already had you make rolls in the past. So at this point, you can
trying to work
like
on that.
as long as Mizr focuses on it, he can do it. Like some forms require more concentration than others. When you feel like this can become second nature, but it will take practice. Yeah. But yeah, great axes, great swords. Like it seems like it leans towards the larger size. If you try to make smaller objects, it requires more concentration to shrink it down. Its default is great weapon sizes.
It wants to be a spoon. It doesn't want to be a spoon. It wants to be a ladle.
Well, so Raglatona. Various weapons, various armors. What can you do?
I think there's different jewelry to make you look pretty.
I can do things. but do I want to? Not really.
How far off is Tristan from where we're sitting? 5 feet, 10
I
feet?
presume he's within the 10 feet-ish. Just watching this all go down.
Oh no! Any ideas?
I'm gonna try to
now?
vary.
I'm assuming if Jerry wants to, he'll jump in any time here.
I'm gonna try to have Akabara start going from like my back foot, and just kind of make the metal of it try to start reaching toward Tristan to see if I can get it to touch his bracer.
I don't think
Without him
Akabaras is going
noticing.
to enjoy that.
I don't know if he'll let me or not, but I'm
You
gonna
can
just start.
try to.
I don't even know if it'll reach, but I want to see if I can somehow connect the fourth one without Tristan necessarily seeing. Or
Sleight of symbiote.
So yeah, roll a charisma save.
So it's a save.
Yes.
So
charisma
12?
Save. Yeah. 12. It starts to make its way towards Tristan, but it only closes about half its distance, and then like it's almost like you're pushing against a wall. It's like, no, I don't think so, buddy.
Don't you want to meet Sol?
No one wants Salteris in this conversation.
I'm more concerned about Tristan being involved in this conversation. No offense, Tristan, but I assume you'll probably blow us all up.
I was thinking being like, well, I have good news and bad news for you. The bad news is, remove curse! The good news is, I was just kidding.
Remove
There's
curse!
no good news.
Yeah, if you say that, it's more I don't want Tristan in this conversation, and Akabara says, like, well, that's more what I meant. Because during this conversation, the items in Alna actually mentions it first, because she's already kind of shown this to Neriah, but one of the things they see around you, it's no matter how the item is manifested on you, they are basically bonded with your essence, your body, your form. So they see in all directions at all times. They're aware of what's going on around you. So whether whether Tristan, has been spoken to any of these items before, they know of Tristan. They've seen
what he's done.
How Tristan has spoken of his bracer, how Tristan feels about his bracer, how he is acting around, this whole situation.
So all of this stuff is going on in our minds. We can hear each other's. I can hear Alna. I can hear Reglatona. I'm going to try to speak to Akabaris without speaking. Is there any kind of a telepathic bond that seems to just work? I'm going to see if they hear it. I'm just curious what happens.
Sure. Roll another charisma save.
Natural 20, so 24.
Okay. Yes, and anytime they speak, again, normally you're all, I'm assuming, still all connected right now. So you can hear each other's items, but normally when the item's speaking, it's all in your head. You guys have all been speaking out loud. You kind of basically force your thought onto it, and it's like, yes, I hear you. You don't have to yell.
And I look over to them, as wondering if they
Do we hear him?
So, doesn't look like there's any kind of thing from them. Interesting. Okay, good to know. I keep that as a mental note for myself.
Mizr, what were you doing?
I look at you really hard, and I'm answering him, but I'm doing it telepathically. Like really intently staring at Jorell. Trying to talk to you.
Oh, okay. So your thing heard it.
Yes.
But okay. So apparently we can communicate with these things. I thought.
No. You can't hear me. Okay.
I've also figured out a way to communicate with them magically.
So Alna chimes in a little bit, during this little back and forth, like, oh, so Mizr is actually progressing fairly well with you, Akabaris. I've seen he's been playing with your form quite a bit, and now he's speaking with you internally. Yeah, well, you know what? If you think you're better with your host than I am with my host, I've been, she's been making me all kinds of armor and dresses, and she's good with my forms too. And also, I like Neriah, so I've been like,
and we entertained a kid.
I've been looking out for her, even though she can't see through me yet. I've been pointing things out to try to help her. So.
Wait, I can see.
Oh yeah, yes. That would be one of the things we can do later on when our bond is stronger.
Cool. Okay.
Give it a hug.
Which you all
Mizr
hear
says.
that, or the three of you hear that.
As soon as I hear the bond again, I'm like, give it a hug.
It's like, but aren't we always hugging?
Oh yeah.
Armor.
Almost always hugging you.
You have this big, deep conversation, and all of a sudden you hear the screeching of a dinosaur in the distance that kind of breaks your foot. Oh yeah, we're on a dinosaur island.
That's right. Anyways, so I'll relay what just happened to Tristan. Explain to him. Yes, our items were speaking to each other, and we were speaking to our items, and we were speaking to each other with our items, and we heard them all. I would offer for you to join our little powwow, but I know how you feel about yours. I personally don't feel like writhing in pain right
I thought about forcing him into the conversation, and then I remembered I don't like pain.
now. But I mean, if you'd be willing to play nice, there's that.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Wait,
That seems unreasonable.
We're like Voltron without a torso, man.
All right. Well, Vaglatona, it was wonderful. I'll give you a break. Speak to you in a few days.
oh, thank God.
You're welcome.
I am your God.
Your god speaks to me. Your god says, remove curse.
Alright, we're going down for a long rest. And since it's quickly closing in on 4, I think maybe that's a good spot to stop it. All things considered. We can pick up from the long rest next time on Darkhounds.
What are these Darkhounds?
Yeah, I know, right?
February is a short month, but there's still 4 Sundays in it. Oh yeah. Anyone have any Sundays that are bad in February?
I don't have any. Every single one is open.
Woohoo! Every single Sunday we're getting together. No, I'm just joking. Every single Sunday.
Yeah, I'll probably be over
There's
here every
something,
single
but I
time.
don't
Patty's birthday at some point.
4th, 11th, 18th, and 25th are all the Sundays. If any of those numbers stand out to anybody. Wait. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Oh, this is the rough month.
Why?
Just every single weekend I've had something. But next month so far pretty good.
So
Schedule is fairly open.
I'm gonna shoot for
Trying to
the
keep it that way so I can get
11th.
more
I was gonna say the 18th, but I'm actually gonna try to go for a Sunday that's not the day after one of David's games.
Yeah, might be a good idea.
Well, also that way I'm not like, oh man, I gotta go to the game and then rush home
Oh,
and
that
stay up
would
till 3 o'clock in
actually
the morning making sure I'm good the
Day
next
after
day. You know what I mean?
And that actually was the 10th of Greenhouse.
Yeah.
10th was also the day that I thought I said for next Warhammer, which I don't want to mix those up. So I'll figure it out. But
Oh yeah, no, I mean if we do Warhammer the night before, that's fine.
Oh, yeah, that, yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say we should.
Because that doesn't
10th is
usually
our
go too
Warhammer,
late
but actually
anyways.
it's Greenhouse. And I am definitely planning on going down to this one.
If someone wants to hit the button on that camera.
Thank you, GoPro.